I just think to be friends with your ex in that fashion, because obviously everyone's commenting, I'm not on my own here. I think you either are still in love or you never were, because
but they've
to
got
cross
children,
that line, and you can be civil.
So I think it's
you
brilliant.
can be civil. You know, obviously I've got kids with my ex, and you know I've got the T-shirt, and you can be civil, but to be that, like, you know, you can't.
Is
just
your
have
ex
things happen.
Is your ex seeing someone else now?
Yeah, yeah.
And how do you get on with her?
Well, we don't see each other. It's the way it is.
If you did see her, would you be civil?
Yeah, I'm civil because we have children. But the past is the past, and things happen. I can't just forget it and cut your emotions off. If you've been heartbroken, lied to, and many things that have happened in my life with exes, you can't just forget about it. It's like, you know what, it doesn't matter. Let's all go.
I think it's not saying forget about it. I think it's saying when you have children, that's a commitment. And I think it's really exemplary, because 42% of marriages now end in divorce, and especially when there's children involved, like, you make that commitment that you have children. And how lovely for the kids that they don't have to have separate Christmases and
but
parents don't have to miss
Lizzie's saying quite
graduations.
interesting, that yes, you have to be civil, and of course you don't want a fractious divorce any more than you wanted the end of your marriage to be fractious for the children. However, is it all for show? Because do you think really people don't feel that comfortable?
I mean, no, because I have my ex, Matt, we lived together and it was a very acrimonious breakup. There was a lot of heartache. Now I support him. We don't have children, so we don't have to hang out and have dinners. But if we did, which thankfully we don't, that would be fine. And me and his girlfriend, we communicate, we say, like, oh,
it's not always that way, but in relation to this photo we're talking about, first of all, I'm the only person, being the sort of snowflake woke person that Piers thinks I am, I really like that phrase, consciously uncoupling, that Chris Martin and Gwenyth Paltrow made, because to me, what they're saying is we are going to rationally and thoughtfully approach something and stop it being bitter for the sake of our children.
Yeah, but I had a body expert look at that picture, and she said Dakota looked like a scared rabbit. If you actually analyse that photograph, it isn't what it seems.
No,
and I just think, look, it's great for the kids, and I'm with you, Ashley, to be civil. When you've got children, you have to be, but you can't just forget.
I also think they're a very high-profile couple, and I think it's really exemplary, and they're taking away shame in divorce, because a lot of people stay together in unhappy marriages for the children, which I think is equally as damaging. And what's interesting, when they consciously uncoupled, I feel like that statement's become so famous.
Very tough.
What Gwenyth did is they asked friends who had grown up in families who had divorced, and they asked them, like, what did you find difficult? And I think it's so important. They said it was difficult, but what they did is they put the children first, and when you have those commitments...
You've got to put the children first, and I'm not saying don't do that, but it's very difficult. And I'm talking about reality. In reality, let me tell you, it's like... Let me just tell you this story. An ex of mine brought back a girl onto my bed, and then what am I to say? My mum was like, oh, on my eider-down, how dare he? And you know what? We talk...
Yeah, but that's a totally... That's obviously annoying. But that's not... That's not...
Yeah, well, it's
not what we're talking about here.
Yeah, but it's real life.
We're talking about analyse the body language. Look at it.
It's real life.
They look really happy.
They're something odd, and I don't think I'm alone in saying that.
They've got a big bowl of fruit they're about to share. They're having a right time.
They look like they're all mirroring themselves. And what I thought when I looked at it is that Dakota is significantly younger than Gwenyth, and I'd be very happy to hang out with somebody that was that much younger than me if I looked as good as Gwenyth did. She looks amazing.
At the end of the day, they are going to be in each other's lives forevermore because there's children, so they may as well all get on. And I think it's really emotionally mature that they're able to do so.
Can I tell you the amount of friends I have?
There's only what? I'm looking. No, I'm analysing the dessert. There's only one.
Analysing the back of your head.
There's one spoon. I'm just wondering if they're going to share the dessert and what was in it.
The amount of well-known friends I have that put up a show for the cameras, and you know,
I think that's
one of my friends. But they would just say afterwards, say, you know what, it was very tough because they're doing it.
I made this point earlier, right? This is in that town, that social circle of people like them is very, very small, and they are going to see each other all the time at different things. It makes perfect sense to just try and get on and to be rational. Don't you think Gwenyth is one of these people, a bit like Meghan, who just gets a lot of flack for doing quite intelligent things?
Yeah, but you can tell, like, when you go watch Coldplay concert, like Chris Martin, he's a very, like, they're both very spiritual, emotionally in tune people, and I feel like it's a very, like, emotional, mature thing, because actually...
I am not on my own with this. I tell you what, it looks wonderful, but it doesn't always have that fairy tale way. It does depend on the circumstances.
If you have an acrimonious breakup, it's going to be harder to be friends, but if it's amicable...
But I do believe you're either, you know, you're still in love, or you never were.
But this
to
is not-
cross that line from being intimate, then to just be
You didn't
platonic.
bring Dakota back on the Ida down, or that was like, that's not what happened here.
I know, but it's very difficult to cross the line from being into it, where you're giving all your thoughts, all your time,
said it's difficult.
and then you cross the line to be platonic. I'm saying it's tough.
Isn't it amazing how you can build a whole really passionate debate out of two people at a birthday party sharing a bowl of fruit?
Well, I tell you why, because
showing each other love.
it touches on real issues that people are feeling, and they've got in touch with us this morning. A lot of people saying that they have managed to be friends. Caroline says, I split up with ex when my daughter was 9 months old and decided to put my child first. Luckily, we now have a great relationship with the stepmother. This is extraordinary. Beth says, we were usherettes at my ex's or my sister's ex's next wedding. So that they managed to be that.
It's wonderful. It is wonderful if you can manage it. But let me tell you, 9 out of 10 people that I know, it's very tough and difficult to cross that line from being a partner where you spent all your intimate time and thoughts and shared everything with to then be friends.
But I don't understand. Just in relation to the specifics of this story, I don't quite get your point. So Dakota gets an invite from that guy, right? He's a TV presenter and influencer. I think it was a joint birthday with him and Jen Meyer, who's a jewellery designer. She gets the invite. She's supposed to say, will Gwenyth be there? And if so, I'm not going. What's she supposed to do differently?
Look, I'm just saying, with all the comments today, I'm not saying that about that. I'm just saying, for me and for many of my friends and who I've spoken to before this, it's a very tough situation and it looks false, and I'm not buying it because it's very tough to cross that line from being with someone onto the platonic and being all over your new partner of your ex. It's very tough.
Emotions. Well, well done that you managed to do it.
Yes.
And good to speak to both of you this morning.